Hi everyone and welcome back. Please subscribe to my channel for more uplifting content. Just click the button.
Slickbacks. Slickbacks, slickbacks, slickbacks. It seems as though ever since the clean girl aesthetic came out and was trending a couple of years ago, slickbacks have been the trending hairstyle. It seems to be the go-to hairstyle, which is normal because buns and ponytails have always been the go-to hairstyles, right? However, it seems to have evolved into something texturist. Have you ever noticed that ever since the Cali slickbacks and the clean girl aesthetic were trending, that everybody is now obsessed with getting their hair slicked back all the way into perfection, and they want their hair to specifically have no kinks or curls in it? I remember that people used to put their hair up and slick it back, but it was okay to have a little curl or kink. But now it seems to have evolved into who could get their hair the slickest with no kinks, but also who can get their baby hair to lay down the best. And trying all of these experiments on the hairline and the perimeter, even going as far as frying your edges with a relaxer and or a flat iron to get the look of a slick back. Keep in mind, a slick back can be done on any hair texture. It's just going to look different. Slick backs are not required to be straight or devoid of all hair texture. A lot of Black women with type 4 hair have always complained about their hair and their edges not being able to slick. The thing is, their hair is able to slick, but it's not going to look the same as somebody with type 3 hair or type 2 hair or even type 1 hair when it is slicked. It seems like the internalized texturism has led to an epidemic of young Black girls damaging their hair and receding their hairlines with these damaging methods of forcing their hair to look like something that it's not. Now, just to be clear, I don't have any issue with any hairstyle. Do whatever you want. I'm simply calling out what I see. I am seeing a correlation between wanting the perfect slick back and texturism. And I'm going to talk about it because I saw this video on my For You page of a girl with type 3 hair saying that maturing is picking low tension hairstyles over slick backs, which is great because it inherently combats texturism. But I knew that there was going to be a certain type of person that comments saying that they cannot wear their hair in low tension styles because of the texture. Yikes. Before I show you guys the video in the comment section, I want to ask, when are we going to finally humanize ourselves and stop spreading the idea that our hair cannot do anything when in fact our hair is the most versatile hair? I feel like a few years ago, we were doing really good at almost starting to dismantle texturism, but it seems now that it's coming back and the slickbacks are not helping. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the video. I personally saw nothing wrong with this video because I felt like she was combating texturism in a way, and yes, she is type 3, but you can combat texturism in plenty of different ways. I think that it was great that she was normalizing putting your hair back without doing the damaging slick back routine of getting the hard bristle brush and getting like a bunch of drying gels and then brushing your hair back and putting a lot of tension on your hair. If anything, I feel like she was normalizing just letting your hair exist how it naturally does and just putting it back in your face. Putting it back out of your face. You don't have to do all this extra stuff and damage your hair just to put your hair in a slick back, meaning that it's okay if your hair has frizz, it's okay if your hair has texture, it's okay. That's what textured hair does. So I checked the comment section and this user comments. Keep in mind, at this time, this was the only comment under her post that said anything about type 4 hair. So she says, I have short and frizzy 4B hair. It always looks so bad. So I commented because it was annoying because she's self-deprecating again, and I see it all the time in comment sections. So I said, why do y'all be commenting this? And I got a couple of different responses. Some are saying because it's annoying, because not everyone's hair will look the same in a low bun. And then somebody says, well, duh, and what's wrong with that? No matter your hair type, you can do low tension hairstyles. So there's no issue. Hope this helps. Keep in mind that comment got no likes, and this woman, Miss Cocoa Butter, she was actually going to bat and combating the self-hate and the self-deprecation jokes about natural hair, and yet her comments were getting no likes. They weren't responding back to her. They weren't telling her what they have issues with their hair, because clearly this woman, Miss Cocoa Butter, has type 4 hair. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of screenshots from the comment section, because it wasn't all self-deprecating and self-hating, which I was so happy to see. But the problem that I do have with the comment section is that why every time somebody with a different hair texture, like type 3 or type 2, that you guys or a lot of people with type 4 hair go out of their way to make the comment section about their hair trauma and start projecting all of these negative feelings that they have about their natural hair onto everyone else and just loathing themselves in the comments. Like, that's embarrassing, because then you have other races and other groups of people that start to believe like, yeah, I do have better hair than you. And you wonder why texturism gets upheld. A lot of the time you can't even say that, oh, it's white people and other people are discriminating against you, because look at what you're saying about yourself, while all these other people are giving you tutorials, and people that have hair like you are saying that they love their hair, etc., and you're only choosing to listen to the noise. Like, when I was going natural back in 2014, even though there was a natural hair movement, it still wasn't popular. And I went through the motions of trying to figure out what works best for my hair. However, now there is so much information online across every platform about how to do pretty much every natural hair style there is. Like, we didn't ran out of styles for real. Like, the miracle knots was something new, you know what I mean? But there is so much you can do with your natural hair, and there's so much education, there's so many products. I remember when the hair care or the black hair care section used to be so little, and when I say little, y'all, I mean little. Now there's a whole aisle for it when you go to Walmart or Target or wherever. But I remember, y'all, it used to be very small, or you used to have to go to the beauty supply for hair products and things like that. So the fact that there's so much education out there and you're continuing to reject it and not use that information to uplift yourself and empower yourself, and then not only that, but you're publicly dehumanizing yourself, publicly self-deprecating, publicly self-loathing your hair, I have a problem with that, because you're normalizing self-hate, and I don't want my daughter to ever think that there's something wrong with her hair. Okay? This type of comments, or these type of comments, needs to be eradicated. You guys need to mass report them. This cannot go into 2026. I'm tired of seeing Black people promote anti-Blackness. I'm tired of seeing people uphold anti-Blackness in different ways, because in the current climate that we live in, there's no room for that. There's just no room for that, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I would never accept anti-Blackness from anyone in my family or any of my friends or anyone that I'm around, especially from people that are Black themselves. I don't tolerate that, and I hate it. You're an agent of white supremacy. Whether you see it that way or not, when you comment things like this, it upholds white supremacy, and it upholds texturism and continues to oppress you. So please stop it. Right here is where I want to pivot, because this whole slick back obsession takes me right back to the 2010s natural hair movement. Everybody was going natural. There were big chop videos everywhere, but there was this undercurrent. A lot of people who have 4C hair were saying that they can't go natural because their hair is too nappy, it's too coily, and it just won't look right. Or a lot of people were saying that, yeah, not everybody can go natural. Like, what? When I first big chopped my hair and went natural, somebody in my life said that my hair was too nappy, like literally discouraging me. But then it grew out, it was healthy, thick. They saw my curl pattern or whatever, and suddenly they're all like, what do you put in your hair? How did you grow it? These are the same people who said that it was impossible and that it wasn't going to look right. That right there is texturism. And I know it's texturism because they will try to do the same hairstyles as me or try my hair routine and then be like, oh, why does my hair not look like yours? Because we have two different hair textures, and that's okay. You just don't like your hair texture. I took the time to figure out what works for me, and it's not going to work for you always. So it could work for somebody else who has similar hair to me, but again, like that's that one size fits all stuff. You know, back then, the ideal natural look was defined curls, you know, clumped, hanging down, even though type 4 hair doesn't grow down, but that's what they wanted, was the hair to hang down. They wanted it super shiny with no frizz and no puff. There's nothing wrong with defined curls if that's what your hair does naturally, but for 4C hair, that means hours of finger coiling every single wash day. You're putting gels on top of gels. A lot of the stylers flake up and turn white. It leaves like a hard cast. It dries your hair out and it causes product buildup, and then it breaks off. There were tutorials everywhere, but they were all like pushing that 20-step routine just to make the hair look curly instead of letting it be puffy and big, the way that type 4 hair actually grows up and out. That's why so many people have always said that natural hair is too much maintenance or is hard to do. Not because the hair itself is impossible, it's because a lot of people with type 4 hair are doing things to try to force their hair into a style that mimics a looser texture. You finger coil it to the gods, you gel it down, and you try to make it hang flat like wavy or curly hair. Or it seemed like in the 2010s, your natural hair was really only praised if you finger coiled it to the gods and you had like these defined curls. That's all the natural hair movement was about. Defined curls, defined curls, defined curls. I had to stop with the gels myself. I didn't realize how damaging they were until like the curls around my perimeter stopped curling up. The front was really flat. It was breaking from all the slick backs and heavy products. The point of going natural was for freedom, for simplicity, to wear your hair how it grows out of your head, not forcing it down or hiding the texture or the kinks. But we turned it into another beauty standard. It's either defined or nappy. It's either slicked back or you look homeless or like a crackhead. You know, what about the gym girlies and the busy moms and people who just want to live? A lot of them get left out because natural became code for perfectly styled natural hair with no frizz, no nothing, just perfect looking curls. And the thing is, that's not necessarily the standard for any other race except for our own. And I'm starting to believe it's because we don't accept our own hair, and that when people with type 4 hair do wear their hair undefined and don't have like something that makes it look super cool, or just wear it naturally how it is with the frizz and, you know, without slicking down the edges and stuff like that, there's always pushback. Even when it's long, or it has to be long for it to even be praised a little bit. A lot of people that have like 4C hair, they do get clowned for wearing their hair in its natural state, and I'm not going to act like that's not true. However, I want to ask the people who make fun of type 4 hair for how it is, why does the hair always have to be styled? Why can't it just be moisturized, detangled, and you just keep it moving? Sometimes you don't really need any gel. You know, sometimes you just need to do a quick puff or just put some braids in your hair without pulling it super hard. Brushing it back tight every single time, finger coiling your hair every wash day, slicking it into oblivion, that right there is what's pulling your hair out and ruining the integrity. No matter what texture or hair you have, constant manipulation is going to damage your hair. But we act like type 4 hair needs extra punishment to be acceptable. Free yourself from the shackles of texturism. Your puffy, kinky, coily hair isn't a problem that needs to be fixed. It's the goal. Wash it, love it, just let it be. The movement was supposed to dismantle this hate for your hair, not repackage it into how to find products that make your hair acceptable and palatable to others. We're still fighting the same fight. Long story short, if you hate your hair, You need to resolve those issues within yourself, and you have to stop commenting these anti-black and willfully ignorant things on these people's posts, especially people that are not black or people that are mixed or have a different hair texture than you. It's obviously self-hate, because in 2026, there are so many tutorials, so many products, so many people that have dedicated their platforms to teaching all types of women how to do their hair. And at this point, you're just being anti-black and willfully ignorant, and you're just going to get left behind. And I guess your hair is never going to grow because you don't want to take any of our advice because you just hate the texture of your hair. So there's no excuses. Just stop the anti-blackness. Just be real. You're anti-black. Just be real. Just say you don't like your hair texture and you don't like textures like yours. Just say that. That's all you have to say. Don't say that your hair can't do this. Don't say that, oh, you don't know how to do this, or, oh, no product works for your hair. Please. Okay, just say that you can't find a product that is going to help you manipulate your hair to look like her hair. Just say that you don't like how your hair looks in a slick back because you want your hair to look like someone else's hair. When you say that out loud, it doesn't sound good, does it? Exactly. That's why you got to learn how to love yourself. Anyways, y'all, I hope you liked this video. I completely went off the script and just recorded without pre-writing something. Let me know if you guys like my new editing style. I'm trying to make this channel more girly, more high-tech, just, of course, like, I wouldn't say editing is completely high-tech, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to upgrade. I'm trying to be more classy. I'm trying to solidify what I have going on here and make a better presentation for you all. So let me know if you guys like the microphone quality. Do you like the editing? Do you like the new intro? Tell me, give me feedback. I need to know all of it. Thank you guys again so much for all the support and love that you show me on my videos. Don't be afraid to leave me a comment and send me an email if you would like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.